This is in no way my attempt to justify my comic book obsession. And this story, I really, really like. Artwork, the storytelling. Hello and welcome to another episode of The Pull List. My name is Travis. Let's do something a little bit differently today. I found this quiz on Epic Stream. Can you tell if these comic book characters are Marvel or DC? So I decided to check my comic book prowess against their quiz just to see how I do. Now I don't know how many characters are on this quiz, if there are 10, if there are 100, which would be insane, but let's get into this, because I'm kind of nervous a little bit. I'm more into Marvel than I am DC, but I know a lot about DC. So, let's begin. First up, Deathstroke. Yeah, it's DC. Second one. Now, this one is kind of tricky because he's not wearing his mask, but that's Doctor Doom. That's Marvel. Number 3, obviously DC. Everybody should know that. Cyborg, DC. Now, Blade, a lot of people don't know because he hasn't been in one of the larger movie universes lately. Blade is Marvel. Number 6, that's Namor. He's Marvel. 7, Ghost Rider, Marvel. 8, now if this is actually, yep, you can see up on the top of his forehead he has the Atom. It's the Atom. That's DC. 9. Another one? Is that another Doom? I think that's another Doom. That's strange. They have Doom in here twice. Firestorm. Yep. So, Firestorm is DC. Moon Knight, Marvel. Flash, DC. Apocalypse, Marvel. Well, Fox, but Marvel. Wonder Woman, DC. You know, it's DC. And his name probably begins with Doctor, because all those villains have Doctor in their first name, at the beginning of their name. They're all Doctor something. Doomsday, DC. Red Skull, Marvel. Black Manta, DC. Is that Brainiac? Yep, Brainiac, DC. I'm doing pretty well at this, I think. I hope I'm doing pretty well at this. You know how sometimes you go and you take a test and you're like, yeah, I did really well on that test, and then you get the test back and you're like, I missed these questions that I thought that I had gotten right. I'm halfway through, and I think I'm doing pretty well. This is Medusa, Marvel. Spider-Man, I wonder which comic book property he is. Deadshot. Deadshot should be a household name now in the comic book movie world because Suicide Squad, which is DC. Superman, DC. Luke Cage, Marvel. Beast, Marvel. Is that a really old Blue Beetle? That's Blue Beetle. Nova, Marvel. Black Widow, Marvel. Beast Boy, DC. Miss Marvel, Marvel. See, now I'm just like cranking through and I think that I'm gonna like accidentally tap the wrong answer. But good old Captain Cold, he's DC. Groot, Marvel. Everybody knows Bobby. He's Marvel. Batman, DC. Swamp Thing. Now, Swamp Thing is another one of those murky properties that not many people know if they're Marvel or DC, but if you know that Swamp Thing was in Justice League Dark, obviously DC. I'm pretty sure that's the Mandarin. Yep, he has a bunch of rings on his finger. That's the Mandarin. So, Mandarin versus Tony Stark, yeah, you know, it's Marvel. 37. That's... I know his name. It's on the tip of my tongue. But he's DC. I know that he's DC. Marvel, obviously. Iron Man. Another one of those ones that I know his name and I just cannot think of it. It begins with an A, and he's a Batman villain. I know that. So, if you know that he's a Batman villain, he's DC. And Magneto, Marvel. So how did I do? 100% correct! I am in the top 96.7% of test takers. Wow. Cool. That makes me feel really good, actually. Some of these quizzes, it's like, oh, it's obvious this answer, obvious that. But they had like 50 things for me to... There were 40. There were 40 questions for me to answer, and I got all of them right. There were only 2 people that I didn't quite remember their names, but they're DC characters. And like I said, I'm more into the Marvel than I am with the DC, but I mean, I know a lot about the DC universe, so yeah. Let me know in the comments down below if there were any that you didn't quite get when you saw them on the screen and you weren't quite sure if they were Marvel or DC, or if, like me, you were able to dominate that quiz. That's it for this episode of The Pull List. My name is Travis. Thank you for fueling my comic book obsession, and you will see me tomorrow.